Jaron Boots Ennis has officially moved on from Virgil Ortiz Jr., making Sebastian Fundora his main target. Even though some believe Boots versus Ortiz is the fight fans really want, Ennis appears focused on becoming undisputed at 154 pounds.
The world, the boxing world, wants to see Boots versus Virgil. They want to see it with no belts on the line. They want to see it more with 2 belts on the line. Needs to happen next.
And it's not. You want to bet? Mr. Insider, Mr. I talked to Rick Meridian, Mr. I know everything behind the scenes. You don't know squat, Mannix, because you don't know the boxing business. Anytime we get close to a fight and it derails in time for some amount of months, and like you said, it's 9 months.
Boots Ennis is carefully planning the next stage of his career, and Fundora has emerged as his preferred challenge. Ennis believes he has the speed, power, and skill to stop the towering champion before the final bell.
And I feel like the 2 guys in the box is a bigger fight right now. Even Fundora, I feel like Fundora is a bigger fight. Everybody want to see that. I don't fight nobody. Virgil Ortiz, yes, a good fight. I feel like dying down. Nobody really want to see it because I'm going to beat him. I'm going to knock him out. They're going to be like, he was telling me. They already seen it now. So I'd rather fight the tall guy that y'all think is this monster and get him out of here. Then I run.
Virgil Ortiz Jr. is also pushing for a major fight. After dealing with a lengthy period outside the ring, Ortiz wants to restart his career with the biggest possible matchup and continues calling for his opportunity at 154 pounds.
I want the fight to happen. You know, that's kind of more of a manager question, you know what I mean? They just ask me if I want to fight. I say, yeah. They work out the numbers. But, you know, I'm in the ring in the gym, in the ring too, obviously.
Ortiz currently holds the interim WBC title and believes he has earned a shot at the full championship. He has questioned why his mandatory opportunity against Sebastian Fundora has still not happened.
And we've asked for this fight before. We asked for it when in person, when you know, we met with Golden Boy. We were on the phone side by side with Golden Boy with Mauricio, and we asked for the fight. I am also not going to pretend I know how it works either, because I thought that if you had the interim, you were next in line. So, I mean, I'm just as confused.
When asked about Ortiz, Boots made his position clear. He says those previous negotiations are finished and his attention is now on becoming undisputed, with Fundora currently ahead of Ortiz on his list.
All the time, you know, I did my part, and like I said, I thought the fight was done, you know, and we get out the ring, he talking about he want to fight Errol Spence. That's his dream fight. So I'm like, it was crazy. And then leading up to making the fight happen, I started training for that fight in January. So, because we were supposed to fight in March, then we were supposed to fight in April, then we were supposed to fight in May, then we wind up, you know, fighting Zayas. So I technically kind of like trained for 5 months, you know, for Zayas, because they switched my opponent and all that stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, right now, like I said, my task is belts. I mean, I'm the man of this division. I do what I want, you know. And,
Boots describes himself as a complete fighter who can adjust to different styles. He believes versatility is one of his biggest strengths because becoming predictable can give opponents opportunities to exploit weaknesses.
I feel like I'm a boxer puncher, but I really do whatever I want, though. For real. I can do whatever I want in the ring. And that's another thing. Like, each and every fight that I have, I'm giving y'all something different. This last fight, I just gave y'all some dog work. The fight before that, I gave y'all first round knockout. The fight when I first stand on this, I was boxing and moving, not getting hit. Like I do whatever I want in that ring with these guys. And I feel like I'm like a variety bag of chips. Like, whatever you want.
Despite winning his latest fight, Boots admitted he was not satisfied with his performance. He graded himself a C+ after losing focus during 1 round, showing how demanding he is of himself.
I still give myself a C, like C+. What I mean by I got lazy, it just says like it got too easy, and it's the things that we work on in the gym. When things get too easy, get them out of there. They don't belong in there, get them out of there. You can't be getting lazy and get caught or anything. You know, you don't want to get caught with nothing. So it just got too easy for me, and I got a little lazy.
Boots also made headlines when he called a potential fight with Terrence Crawford easy work. Crawford responded by accusing Ennis of disrespect and reminding him of the standard he helped establish in boxing.
I told y'all Terrence Crawford has a very, very competitive nature. He has an extremely competitive nature. Extremely competitive. When you have the competitive nature that Terrence Crawford has, similar to that of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, their competitive nature is on a whole nother.
The Crawford situation could become even more interesting because legendary fighters often respond strongly when they feel disrespected. Some believe Ennis' comments could provide Crawford with extra motivation if they ever meet.
Did that interview with Gillian Wallow and he said Terrence Crawford was easy work. I knew that was going to rub Terrence Crawford the wrong way. I knew it was going to rub him the wrong way. And so now Terrence Crawford did this interview. He was asked about that, obviously, and he said, Terrence Crawford said, listen, the dude is a hater. That's what he said. He said, man, he's a hater, right? He said, he need to thank me. The way I look at it, when people bring this up to me, it's brewing. Terrence Crawford is not.
Analysts who know Crawford's mentality believe the right offer or enough motivation could bring him back. With Crawford reportedly returning to training, Ennis may need to think carefully before continuing to challenge the former champion.
He's not far removed from the sport of boxing. He's not retired so far from the sport of boxing that he can't compete. I'm telling you, the right moment, the right price, and the right word said, to me, it's just brewing. It's brewing. And I truly believe we're going to get Terrence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis. You had His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh the other day said that he thinks Terrence Crawford coming back. Terrence Crawford just started training again, and he's saying like he needs to get back in the gym, etc., because he's training with Lester Martinez. The right fights, that Jaron Ennis fight.
Boots Ennis says the immediate priority is completing the mandatory defense. After that, the goal is to pursue the biggest names at 154 pounds, with Sebastian Fundora remaining one of the primary targets.
The fight he's gonna fight
But that's the fight we want.
But after that, he wants to fight
We want
Boots.
Fundora or either Josh Kelly. You heard what Boots said. We're trying to clean up the division. That 154 division, once we clean that up, we might.
When asked about fighting Ortiz next, Boots completely dismissed the idea. He believes Ortiz's camp had its opportunity during previous negotiations, and now Ortiz has moved to the back of the line.
Virgil probably up next for Boots.
Man, no. The reason why? Because all that stuff Virgil was doing, it had to be in an act. Now him and De La Hoya back together, talking about fighting Boots and all that. Y'all made us wait. We wanted to fight right then. You know what I mean? You had us around waiting, and now y'all back together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You gonna have to be on the back of the head, at the end of the line.
He's at the end of the line now?
He's gonna have to be at the end of the line. You had us waiting all this time and you didn't want to fight.
Okay, so what's up next for Boots?
What's up next? Well, he should be fighting like December.
Coach Breadman believes Ortiz may have weakened his negotiating position by spending so much time inactive without holding a world title. A strong comeback performance could be important if Ortiz wants to regain that leverage.
Sells this time. You know what I mean? You come off your career best performance. You stop lubing the ex-world champion in 2 rounds, and then you just take off for a year. You know what I mean? Now you out of the mix. Fundora has a belt. Boots got a belt. Josh Kelly got a belt. Now he could be waiting on the outside. He hasn't fought Fundora. He hasn't fought Kelly. You know, what Boots can do. And then somebody might say, yeah, well, Virgil, his punches are shorter and tighter. If he catch Boots and clips him, he might hurt. And he might. Because I personally think that Virgil is better than Xander. That's my personal opinion. So, yeah, we got to just see. We got to see. I think they both excellent fighters, both tremendous fighters, but I like Boots. I told you years ago that I thought the kid was special, and I like him. I like him to win the fight. I don't know if it's going to be easy. I don't know if it's going to be hard, but I like him to win the fight. He do got to be careful with a couple of things that I've seen personally and that is Virgil throws very short, tight hooks and uppercuts.
Breaking down a possible Ennis-Ortiz fight, Breadman gives Boots the advantage because of his toughness, durability, and determination. However, he warns Ennis about Ortiz's dangerous hooks and uppercuts at close range.
I think Boots should take the fight. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. Just say, y'all killing yourself with the fighters. Stop that stupid shit. The man gonna fight. That's it. You know? Boots said he'll fight him. It don't matter. Boots, that's a great fight for Boots. If I'm Boots, get him up there. Get him up there. If that's the, I don't give a fuck what happened last time. Let's fight. I don't care about none of that. Okay, now you ready to say, well, how come you wanted to fight Earl Spence after that? The man never asked him that. See? You got a lot to say now. But in the aftermath of your victory over Lubin, you wasn't saying that you were talking about Earl Spence. You was letting your manager talk about that. You wasn't saying I want Boots Ennis.
Ortiz believes he is entering the prime of his career and has earned a championship opportunity against Fundora. He remains frustrated by the delays, fearing that continued setbacks could cost him valuable years before he gets his defining fight.